and welcome back to the second part of this tutorial. And before we go any further, let's create our database. I'm going to select access and let's click on blank one. I'm just going to give that a name. Let's call it J Connect. There, and click on create. There we go. Now the table, I'm going to right click on that very table. Let's go to design view and the let's just call it J Connect as well. That would be the name for the table. There we go. And the very first one here, I'm just going to leave that as ID. Change this one to text as well, and the next one, that's going to be student. Okay, let's change this to student ID here instead of ID, student ID, and this one is going to be first name, and I'm going to make this surname. Next is going to be address. Then we have postcode and telephone. There, that's my database done. Right click and just save. So the database is taken care of. If you double click on J Connect, that's what you see. So I can now close the database. Now the next thing we want to do is I'm going to open up my control panel. That's a control panel, that's it right there. And inside the control panel, what you need is the administrative tool. Double click on the administrative tool, and right there, depend on what your window is. Mine is 64-bit. If you're using 32-bit, then you set it for 32-bit. So double click on the 64-bit. Okay, now the next thing you want to do, because we intend to add the driver, go to system and right in here click on add, and the driver that I'm adding is going to be the Microsoft Access driver, this very one. Click on finish. There we go. Now it's now asking you to give your data a name. I'm just going to call it J Connect as well, and here you see where we have select. Click on select and let's look for our database, and right here double click on the document. I should be able to see my J Connect, that is it right there. Click on OK there and click on OK since I now have the directory. There we go, and right there, and click on OK again. Now we can now close this and close this as well. Okay, I'm going to close that now, and let's click on the source so that we go to the source code. The following libraries, you're going to need the following, and right in here declare the following for the connection. So underneath here we say connection, and I'm going to call that con. There we go. And the next one is going to be the prepare statement. Okay, for the prepare statement, I'm just going to call that PST. There we go. Alright, the other thing is I'm going to enter result set, and let's just call that RS. There. Wrong spelling. Now, I'm going to declare some integer variable or call that QI ID, and let's say declare a delete item. Alright, now that that is taken care of, and I want to take care of maybe first of all, I think I should create a function that I'll use to enable my database. So okay, right underneath here, right underneath this constructor, I'm going to say, let's say public void, I'm going to call that ms connection, or let's say connect db, and enter the following. Because I intend to add a table, I'm going to enter that table as inside a parenthesis itself. Then let's say that table is going to be table 1. There we go. Now another bracket and a curly bracket. Okay, let's use try cache so that will prevent whatever error that I might run into. So let's say cache statement here, and that's going to be exception ex. Come right down here. There. Now, the very first thing I'd like to do now that I have to do is to, first of all, let's say class dot forename, and the class dot forename in there, I'm going to, let's say next dot, let's say use can access, let's say dot jdbc dot you can access. Driver, and there. Okay, next thing I want to do is I'm going to get hold of my connection and say con, that is going to be equals driver manager dot get connection, and the connection that is going to be jdbc column you can access column. So that's, I now need to know the location where my database is. Let's open that up. Right here, that's my database. So I'll hold on to the shift key, right click on the database, and let's copy the path. Okay, now the path is copied. Let's paste the path right here, just after the double column. Just paste that there. There we go. Now see this single backspace, make that double, and let's get rid of this quote and just put it right here. There we go. And this one too should be, I'm going to get rid of that. Okay, that is the address of my database, but here that should actually be, I'm going to get rid of this. Alright. Okay, I don't really need to bracket. Let's get rid of this one as well. Enter semicolon in there. Now the next thing that I want to do is to use the statement in there. Let's enter in here and just say, let me say statement st, that will be equals con dot create statements there, and enter semicolon there. Next, it's a string. I'm going to just call that query, and this query I want it, let's enter selection statement, select all, that will be from jconnect and there, J connect, that is the name of my database, as you can see here. Okay, that's taken care of. Now what about I now need the results. Let's see, where is it? Right here, the result itself. So I can just say in there rs, that will be equals st, and that's the statement, dot, and that will be execute query. Double click on that, enter semicolon. The query to be executed, that is my query right there. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm now going to get in the table. So right here, let's say j table 1 dot set model, and that is going to be as follows. Let's say I'm going to say db utility dot result set to table mode, and that's going to be rs, which is the result itself. Okay, and this db utility, I'm going to click in here just to get a library for it. Okay, I might as well just go up here and just enter as follows. Okay, as you can see, we have an error there. That's no problem. So let's go into my projects. I need to add some libraries. Let's come right here. Where is the project? Okay, that's it. Drop this down. See where we have library. Right click on it and let's select add jar file. Okay, I'm going to click on my jar file here, and these are the libraries that I want to add. So I have the common long and the login. I'm going to add all of them, all fives. Click on open. There we go. And let's come in here now. You see the error is gone. So have a good look at those files. You're going to need them, 6 of them so far. You can always download them online and just save them somewhere for future use. Okay, those are the files: the common long, the common login, hs library, jack access, rs to xml jar file, and the you can access. There, all done. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is let's go back into my function that I was creating. You see right in here now, and now I want to enter just a brief statement in there. So let's say j option plain dot, we want it to show message. So I'm going to just double click on that show message dialog, and the message I want it to show, I'm just going to enter none in there, and that is it. Okay, let's save that. Alright, let's go into the form. I just want to try this out, so we're going to copy this to see if we'll be able to view the database. So right click and just come in here. Let's go to event, and I'm going to go to Windows, window activates. I'll do that one more time. And right in here, enter that there, and let's enter an argument right inside the parentheses there. So I just enter my table. So if there's anything that should be, we'll be able to view that on the table. So I'm going to compile and let's run. Okay, let's just click on that, run. There we go. There's no error, so my table is working, although there's nothing inside my table. So maybe I should add some data into it, and let's just use that to verify if it's fine or not. So let's go into the table itself, and I'll just enter some data into it. There we go. Double click on that. I just want to make sure it's working as expected. Right click, view, and no, let's enter data. Just enter whatever in there, and the name is going to be Paul Parker. Address 17 Hill Road. Postcode and telephone number. Okay, so I'm going to save that and close. So I'm going to now run it one more time. Run. Hopefully, there we go. Look at that, guys. That is very good. It is working as we want. So you can see that. That's beautiful. Alright, so what we then need to do now is just to take care of these ones. So I'm going to exit out, and let's come right in here. Okay, let's take care of the exit button first. Right click on it, select event, action perform, and right here, that is the event procedural area. First of all, I'm going to create a private object in here, and I'll just say private JFrame, and I'm just going to call it frame. And underneath here, let's use as follows. We say frame, that will be equals new frame, that is the object that I'm creating, and that is going to be, let's say alias is exit. Now I'm going to use an if statement. If j option plain dot, I'm going to go for show, that will be show, yeah, show confirm dialog, right? And if we show confirm dialog, that, okay, let's say that's a frame. If it's frame, then we want the following. I'm going to enter a comma in there, and let's just enter our own statement in there, confirm if you want to exit. If you want to exit, there we go. So that is my second argument. The third argument, let's just call that connection DB. That is my third argument. And the fourth argument is going to be option as well. Let's grab hold of this option. That's going to be for yes or no. J option plain. Let's put a comma in there, press enter, paste that in there. Dot yes or no. option. Grab all of that, and I'm going to then say it equals J option dot yes no option, and a curly braces that will take care of the exit itself. System dot exit. There we go, that is it. So my exit is taken care of. So I'm going to try that out now. Let's compile first and run. Click on run. There. And click on exit. See my database that display automatically. Click on exit. There we go. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. Run it one more time. There guys, the exit is working. So with that, I'm going to call it the end of the second part of this tutorial, and I'll see you guys shortly.